So this is the neighborhood of Jane Harman's plant in Tijuana, Mexico. It's a block after block neighborhood called Parque Industrial, which is made up of very similar looking giant plants with no windows. They're all white, with some of them have a little blue trim. They all have big fences around them. They have little signs saying what they make there or what the company is. Total Logistics is right here. Hitachi was in the back. There's Solar Turbines, a Caterpillar company, which is known for its anti-labor policies. Now we're turning on to Sor Juana Inez de la Cruz. And we're one block from the border. The border fence is one block away. So Harman Audio is just barely in Mexico, but it's far enough in to exploit the workers by not having any health care benefits, by paying them about $1 an hour, working them 50 more hours a week, hiring underage people, discriminating against people over 40 years old, in spite of what Jane Harman says about the wonderful conditions. She should come and work for a week in her plant and see what she thinks after that. So we're going down the street now. There's a vacant lot, and the Harman Audio is coming up on the left. It's a big plant, big rectangular plant, 200,000 square feet, contains hundreds of workers on a normal day. The plant is closed today, Sunday, and so we're going slowly by the plant. To give an idea, it's a modern-looking building, even though it's kind of a fortress. The only windows to speak of are in the lobby and in the guard gates, which are in front of the plant. Now we're suddenly in an residential district where the streets are full of potholes, very rundown housing, half-finished buildings, lots of graffiti, old cars here and there. There's an atmosphere of poverty that comes from the only jobs being available being very substandard jobs in the Maliquiladores. And we're going slowly down through this neighborhood, which is now a stone's throw from the Harman plant, but such a difference from the modern streets and buildings to the places where the workers live without any kind of concern from the employers about their well-being. A lot of the buildings are crumbling, half falling down. There's tires in the middle of the street. There's stagnant water. We don't know about the plumbing, but it doesn't look good walking down here. Here's the real shack on the left with made out of packing crates, which there's several like that. We just saw another one that's made out of garage doors. There's a lot of overcrowding. There's some kind of dumpster. Looks like it's been there for a long time. Kids playing behind some bars on the porch. If they ran out in the street, they'd have to play in the traffic. There's a lot of trash on the ground, littering. Now on the other side of the street is JVC, So there's a modern plant on one side, and then that's the camera company, and then over here is more of this, lots of packing crates, plywood, again, half-finished buildings. What a shame that people have to live like this, because these multinational corporations could care less about them. We're coming into some high water here in the street. Hope there aren't any potholes under it. More trash right in the intersection. Now the street is turning into a market where people are putting out vegetables and brooms. Here's some brooms for sale, and setting up or perhaps taking down what they didn't sell. So many people in Mexico don't have regular jobs and have the kind of the underground economy where they do whatever they can possibly do to make a little money. And it could be selling some things at a little street market, or washing windows when car windows when they stop, or trying to sell things to motorists when they pull up at a stoplight. All this underdevelopment is the result of the lack of trade policies that are beneficial to both countries. Instead, we have trade policies that create this kind of extreme poverty and extreme wealth. The UN says that the top 1% of the population of the world owns 40% of the wealth. The bottom 50% own 1% of the wealth. This is where the third world collides with the advanced capitalist world just a block away beyond the border. So we're going back through now through this almost impassable street, where we can see a border tower to the right. That's how close we are to the border. And is it any wonder that people risk their lives to get across, to get a job where they can make minimum wage, which is 5-6 times what they can make in Jane Harman's plant per hour. So there's blocks and blocks of substandard housing that would be condemned on the other side of the border, and people here have no option but to live in this kind of condition. So the health care is not good, non-existent for the most part, and the conditions here don't lead to a healthy life. We haven't passed a single park or indeed public space of any kind except for the street, the whole route that we've been taking from Harman's plant. And here's more food for sale, a lot of meat sitting out, what kind of sanitary conditions. We can't, it's hard to say, but how long it's been sitting out, but it could be all day. And now we're going past more booths with food sitting out. And here's vegetables. And that's a day in the life of people in Chilipachingo. The one day of the week that most of them don't have to work. But they'll be back at work early in the morning tomorrow, and we'll work 10 to 12 hours a day for the next 6 days, eking out a existence that prevents them from getting ahead or really having a decent life for themselves or their kids. Now we're finally coming on a looks like a park, but it's I don't know if it's paved or just dirt.
Is it dirt?
Whatever, little playground with the school. It's actually one of the more colorful parts of the neighborhood. It's obvious that people here care about their kids a lot. And it's probably very painful for them not to be able to provide the things that most children need and want when they're growing up. A lot of the kids are going to go straight into these plants, including Harman's, when they're 16-year-old or they look 16. And some of them are going to be out on the street trying to help family earn a living at a much earlier age. So we could probably drive around this neighborhood and see more of this for hours, because this area doesn't get any better. This is a typical working class neighborhood, and one that is made that way by Jane Harman and her super rich cohorts.
We done?
Yeah, I think that's the story from Chilapachingo, Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, on December 10th, 2006. The only thing that's changed since the last time we were at Harman's plant is they've instructed the guards to call the police if we showed up again. And they hid the sign that advertised hiring 16-year-olds. But life goes on pretty much the same. So until next time, this is part of a continuing series on Jane Harman and life in her sweatshop. Thanks for listening and watching.
Okay, now we're standing.
We shall not be